Today we are on episode 36, and the title is As I. It's hidden in all my notes, but it's right there. A very short title today. As I. Let's get started. It says, now go back to John 15, verse 10, where Jesus says, if ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. Here we find the key words that explain the meaning of the vine and the branch. What are they? As I. Do this as I. These two words will answer every question a person might have regarding the Christian experience. How can I bear this? As I. Jesus answers every one of our questions with as I. Excuse me. Hebrews 4, verse 15 says, he was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin, and therefore can answer all our questions with, as I. Do you see that abiding in the vine is all about abiding in the same way that Jesus abided in the vine? Jesus abided in, trusted his Father, no matter what was going on. He trusted regardless of whether it was a Gethsemane or a Calvary. As he faced the unknown of the tomb, and in fact couldn't see beyond it, he kept right on trusting. Humanly speaking, this level of trusting was impossible. Gethsemane was so bad that it brought blood to Jesus' brow, and he collapsed and would have died had an angel not been sent to strengthen him. Why was Jesus able to endure? Because he was abiding in the vine. And what was this revealing? Character. His unshakable character. Could circumstances change his character? Yes, it could have, but it didn't. Could a change in environment change his character? Yes, it could have, but again, it didn't. Nothing could change his character. So Jesus said, abide, even as I. Love, even as I. This was the great lesson. Jesus didn't simply say, here is a good story, or here's an illustration. No, he very specifically said, I am the vine, ye are the branches. As I have been abiding in my Father and completely dependent upon him, so you must do the same thing. As I. When Jesus came to this world and lived as a branch, he was continually abiding in his Father. In our day, Jesus is the vine and we are the branches, and we are to receive from him as he received from his Father. How did he do it? He looked to his Father. Just think of the difference going to our vine would make with our frustrations. It would completely eliminate them. What do we normally do? We go to some friend and say, what in the world am I going to do? Jesus says, do what I did. That is his answer, and his answer is always so simple. You find the same thing when Jesus said, ye are clean through the word that I have spoken unto you. And so that, my friends, is episode 36 reading regarding as I. And so we are reminded, how can I bear, this is my notes now, how can I bear the rejection and lies? As I. as Jesus bared it. That's how we can do it. How can I bear the misuse, the abuse, as I, right? Just as Jesus bared it. It doesn't mean that we stay in the situation. It means that we bear it as Jesus did. Because Jesus was rejected, he was lied to, he was misused and abused. Sometimes we don't think about, and for me, the abuse, understanding the abuse and the misuse part, I was listening to this sermon, and in the message, the speaker spoke about the fact that, a lot of people have been sexually abused. And so they'll say Jesus never went through that. When we read the gospel, the different ones, right? Because Matthew, Mark, and John, they talked about the same thing but in different ways. And Jesus, when he was beaten, and as he hung there, he was naked. His body was on display, naked. If that isn't sexual abuse, it is sexual abuse. So even for those of us who have gone through sexual abuse, Jesus also bore that. Just like it said in the reading, I'm trying to find it real quickly now. Hebrews 4:15. He was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. And it's not just the tempted parts, but also the things that we have gone through. As I was talking about the misuse and the abuse, the rejection and the lies. Jesus went through all of that. And he went through them successfully because, as the reading pointed out to us, he trusted the Father. He abided in the Father no matter what was going on. He was focused on the Father. So for us, no matter what's going on with us, we need to be focused on Jesus. And then another question I had in my notes is, how can I bear this brokenness, poverty, right? Because these are the questions that people are asking, that I ask at times, being broken, being rejected, being lied to, being misused, and so forth. And the reminder again is, Jesus went through it all and he overcame because he trusted in the Father. He abided in the Father. That is the Christian experience. The Christian experience is not all flowers and happy times and, yes, this is great. I'm being abused. I'm being misused. I'm being lied to. Yay, great. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when we go through these things, we need to trust that Jesus allowed it for a reason. Because remember, it's not just about saving me or you. That other person that's causing the misuse, the abuse, the other person that's rejecting us and lying to us, that person needs to be saved as well. And sometimes God allows the things to happen so that the person, and even ourselves, because we have done some terrible things too, we can see our true self. Hopefully, we see it and we choose to no longer be that person, to be comfortable being evil and doing evil and thinking evil. We can bear all these negative things when we keep our eyes focused on God, when we pray and spend time in His Word, because we will become clean, we'll become strengthened, we'll become victorious through the words that God has spoken to us. The Bible is there to give us instruction, to give us comfort, to give us peace, to give us hope, to give us joy, to give us love. That's what the Bible is there for. So running to our friends, yes, it's, we need other people around. Hopefully when we go to someone and ask them, what in the world, as the reading says, what in the world am I going to do? Hopefully we're going to people who are going to say, do as Jesus did. Because really and truly, He is the answer. Just that simple. Jesus is the answer. And so that's all I got for you today. Just remember, as I remember Jesus, remember His love, remember His sacrifice of His life on the cross for you and I. Remember His truth. And remember, He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Keep His word. All right, so I hope that today will be a positive one for you. Even when the negativity tries to present itself, I hope and pray that you'll push that aside and let Jesus, let love be your response to the negativity. All right, take care until next time. When we do episode 37, we are going to talk about the Vine's loving friendship. The Vine's loving friendship. All right, take care and God bless.